now I'll introduce EduPen Pro. After you've installed the software, it creates an icon on your desktop. So just double click to load. You can see the window opening there, and the toolbar will load at the bottom. So right now I'm still on my Windows desktop. So to initiate the software, I can choose one of the writing tools, or I can click this green symbol to make a new page. So now I've created a new page, and if I pull up the icons on the side here, I can look at my page list. So I have one page here made. If I click again, you can see another icon show up. So these are my pages here. Kind of like a PowerPoint presentation, one page on top of the other. So I have the writing tools here. The first one is the pen. So you have a pen, brush, highlighter, and shape tools, and eraser tool. So if I click on one of these, you can see the options over here change. These are presets. So right now I've selected pen, so I have pre-selected black, white, blue, red colors. So if I draw, I can change the colors. I can also change the stroke settings, larger stroke. It's also possible for me to choose a custom color from the color palette if I want to. So I'll choose a green, and I can draw with that. Next, I'll choose the brush. So you see the pen strokes are fairly straight. The brush is a little different. Depending on the speed, you can see these presets changed again. So the brush settings, choose red. You can see depending on the speed I write, the stroke will change its size. So if I write slowly, it's a thick stroke. If I write quickly, it's very thin. The next tool is a highlighter. And this, you could use this if you want to highlight some information or text. Preset colors, green, orange, blue, yellow. Again, I can change the stroke size. So I can highlight information with any color I want. And these layers are translucent. So if you're writing on top of something else, it will show through the color. The next tools are shape tools. So depending on which one I've selected, I can click and drag to draw a shape. So the first one is a line. I'll just make a new page here so you can see. First one is a line, so if I click, is that right? Okay, if I click and drag, and it keeps the settings I last used in these drawing tools. So if I have the pen selected and I use a blue pen and I go back to the shape, it will change. So this is just a straight line tool. Next we have a rectangle tool. So I can click and drag to make the shape. Circle. And star. The next tool is an eraser. So we have a few different erasers available. The first one is a point eraser. So if I just click on it and drag, it just erases whatever I scroll over top of. If I choose the next one, it's called a line eraser. So if I select one object, it will erase that object. So here I'll select this line and you can see it disappears. Or this square, or this one. It erases the whole object. The next one is a selection eraser. So maybe I want to just erase this area of my page. I can click and drag, and once I release, it will erase the contents in the box. And the last one is complete erase. So you can see I erase all the contents on my page if I click that. So now I have an empty page. So I've drawn on the page again. You can see up here I'm on my third page of the project. If I click that last eraser, it will actually delete this entire page, the contents and the page. So now I'm on the third page. If I click it, I'm back to my second page. I've deleted the third page, so I only have 2 pages in my project now. Okay. So let's make a square again. And this last tool here is called the selection tool. So what I do is I click and drag and draw a circle around an object. And you can see it's changed colors now. That means I have it selected. So once I release, you can see these orange circles show up around the outside and a dotted line. So what I can do is click on one of these circles and I can change the size of the object. Or I can click on this one and rotate the object. And if you have dual touch supported, you could use 2 fingers for these. So if I just click anywhere, I can use 2 fingers to zoom, shrink, rotate, or I can move the object. So you can do this with shapes, you can do it with any object you want, really. So if I even just draw a line, I can, once again, select it, and you can see these orange circles show up again. So I can click, zoom, rotate, and move. And if I don't want to have this object selected anymore, see, I'm clicking the screen, but it's still there, I can just press this button at the bottom, and it will deselect it. And then I can feel free to select another object. So I've got the square again. Okay, those are the basic tools in EduPen Pro. So if I go to this other one here, you saw the page, I can go back pages by clicking these arrows, or this one here, make a new page. So you can see these showing up in my list. Maybe I don't want a white background, maybe I want a different color. So you have these presets here, I can make a black page, blue page, green page, or maybe I want a purple page. So now I have a purple one. And maybe I want to draw in white. And you can see all these pages have showed up in the page list, so I keep expanding my project. Alternatively, if you have files loaded in your My Files on your desktop, you could import pictures as backgrounds as well. So now some of the interesting tools of EduPen. The first one is a slide board. So I'm going to go back to a white page here just to show you, it's easier. And a slide board is basically what it sounds like, a slide board. So you see this tab here, this purple tab, it's a slide board. I can grab it and slide it over top of my project. So if I'm writing, oh sorry, I was writing in white so you didn't see it. If I'm writing on the screen, maybe I have something there. I want to bring this over top and maybe make some notes about what I've done here, and then I can slide it back. Or maybe I have one. If I want more, I just keep clicking this button. And you can see a bunch open up here, all on top of one another. And so if I want to move them, I can move them to either side. I can move it to this side, or I can move them all to either side. It's a quick shortcut to move your slide boards from one side of the page to the other. The next tool is glass mode. So basically, this closes EduPen and allows me to interact with Windows like I would regularly. So I can use the desktop, open software, interact with it, and down here you can see the tools. So maybe I've written some text here and I want to underline it or highlight it or something. I can do that in glass mode. I have my eraser. I can write in different colors. Maybe I have some kind of Word document here. If I want to escape this mode and go back to EduPen, I just click one of the X's in the bottom corners of the screen. And now I'm back into EduPen. Another tool is a highlighter or a spotlight. So there's 2 shapes I can draw here. If I draw a circle, it's a magnifying glass. Kind of a highlighter, so it enlarges whatever I take it over top of. If I want to escape, again, you can see 2 X's show up in either corner. Just press an X, and I'm back to regular. That will change depending on the size of the object I draw. If I draw a bigger circle, the magnifying glass is even bigger. The other option is to draw a square. And so this is kind of like a spotlight. Oh, sorry, I have to select the tool again. So now I've drawn a square, and it blacks out the screen except for except for the size of the square I've drawn. So, I can go over, I can hide objects or reveal them. Again, to escape, just press the X's in the corner. The last tool here, or the second to last tool, is a screen capture. So maybe I've got some contents I want to save my beautiful drawing here, and I want to share with everyone. So I want to save it. I just click and drag, and once I release it, we'll take a picture of the red highlighted area. So whatever is red will become the picture. So if I release, you can see EduPen is put to the back, and if you look at your screen, you'll see that Windows Image Viewer has opened up, and you can see your picture. So this saves the file in My Documents as a JPEG, and you will have the file saved as the date. So you can see the year 2000, second month, 15th day of the year, and that's your picture. You can go back in later and change the file name if you want. And if you want to take a video, that's also possible. Just click the record button here, and you'll see a box open up at the top. So you have record, and you can see settings, file types. So AVI, Flash, Shockwave Flash, Windows Media. I'm going to choose AVI. All I do is press record, and now I'm recording a video. So anything I do in EduPen on the screen will appear in the video. So I'll make a new page, draw some lines. If I stop, it asks me, do I want to play the video file? I can say yes or no. I want to watch it, so I'll say yes. And it should open in Windows Media Player. And so this is what we did. This is the video here. Oh, okay, it's playing now already. You can see the line I drew before, and the second line, and then I stop the video, and that's the end of our video. So again, like the pictures, this is saved in your My Documents folder on your desktop or wherever. Again, it's a file. AVI is the format I chose, and it's saved as that, and the date. Lastly are your options. So I have the toolbar here right now on the bottom of the screen. If you're looking at close up, you can see that there are buttons on the top and the right and the left. If I press one of those, it will move the toolbar to that section. So I can put it on the right. I like it on the bottom, anywhere you want. But there's also an option for a floating toolbar. So I can set the size of the buttons, or I can change to a floating toolbar. So I can move this around the screen and use it that way. So it's up to you. If you want to escape from that, just press one of those buttons again along the sides, and your toolbar will come back to the edge. Other settings. EduPen, you'll notice when I draw the line, it's nice and smooth. It kind of compensates for my horrible handwriting. So if I want to change that and have the line appear as I actually draw it, I just unclick this button. So that's kind of a smooth to curve button. If it's unhighlighted, you can see, maybe not in the video, but if you were to look closely at the screen, the line is kind of jagged. It's not as smooth as the original line I drew with this option on. This one here, EduPen does support dual touch if you're drawing with the pen tool. So you can see I have two hands. I'm writing with two fingers now. But there's an option, it's called page scroll. If I have this on, and I touch the screen with 2 fingers, what I can do is move my page. So it's kind of an endless page. I can move left to right, up and down. So kind of, I can scroll around my page. But if I have this setting on, I can't do dual writing. It's not supported. So if you want to do dual touch, dual writing, make sure this is unselected. If you're using 2 fingers, you'll find that your page moves around. Language setting. So depending on which country you're located in, you can choose your language. And the last one is just about EduPen. Okay, so I made this document here. You can see all the pages on the side. Maybe I want to save my work and escape the program. So to go back to Windows, the desktop, I just click this center button here, the Windows icon. And so now I'm back on my desktop. And you'll see these buttons here appear. The first one is to make a new EduPen file. Second one is to open. And these ones are to save. So the first one is to save a EduPen file. So this is for EduPen. If I click it, or save as, okay. So I can save it as an EduPen Pro document. The default is the date. You can change it to anything you want. Just call up your keyboard and it will save to your documents. So I'll save it as the date and I have a file now. I can also save it as XPS, which is a Microsoft Office format that's interchangeable between all the different softwares, Excel, Word, that kind of stuff. So I can also save in that file format if I wanted to import what I've done into a Microsoft document. Again, the default is the date, and it's just changing the file format to XPS. So again, I just press save, and my file is saved. And it's actually opened up in XPS Viewer. So I can watch it there if I want, and scroll through my document. Kind of like a PowerPoint or PDF format. So if you run into any problems with EduPen and you have any questions, also in this menu you'll find the manual. Just click on the question mark and you can use 2 fingers to zoom around the document, select the page you want. All these tools are explained in there, and that's basically all you need to know.